is the best partner anyone would ever want to keep Christian Alshon locked in.
And we saw that in Tucson a couple of weeks ago. Game 1 upon us now. Oh, a little tag from Ben Johns down the line on Christian, who winces away from it. Ben throws up an apology.
1-0-2.
Yeah, not a good choice from Andre right there.
Well, you talked about the steady mentality for Andre Daescu. He's got that maturity to him. He's got experience on his side, and he balances Christian so well, emotionally and decision-making, usually. That's a good play and a better choice for Andre Daescu to create.
Yes, didn't love the drop shot, but I've been on a rampage with the pros with these. Don't bring them in if they're back.
Second serve.
A little heavy from Alshon out of the air, and Ben Johns and Colin Johns, when losing to Andre Daescu and Gabe Tardio last season, talked about the reach of Daescu, how challenging it is to get thirds down on him. And that's a big part of his game, and a luxury playing alongside him.
Yeah, and they had a slow start yesterday. Big H and Fed were fantastic in game 1, ran them over, and then they reversed that for convincing wins in games 2 and 3. So a little slow start again today for the big fellas.
Oh, that's so good. Gabe Tardio finds the opening down the line.
Yeah, and I'm going to keep an eye on Gabe. Does he play safe? Which Big H kind of gave up some of his Big H-ness by just playing kind of a safer brand of pickle.
Second serve.
And that affected their ability to win. Gabe's got to do all the great stuff Gabe does. Bring that offense.
Yeah, stay true to your identity, which can be not as easy as you would think.
Because he even said, like, don't mess it up. I mean, that's a tough mentality to bring out onto the court.
And especially because a player like Ben Johns has structure to his strategy, right?
Yes,
and the creativity that Gabe and Hayden have can sometimes be unexpected, which is also what you want. So sometimes they might have to go against the grain a little bit with that structured game plan.
Yeah, and Ben's going to love it once he understands they're sitting next to him. Wow. And that's the way these guys, you want to talk about scoring points in a hurry. They love to drive and crash, but
3-0-1.
Great first volley, and it is the year of the first volley, Michelle. When you're playing against teams that are wrecking it like this. We saw the girlies take that out of the equation by dropping everything, and it almost got them a title. The fellas are going to be ripping thirds.
Nice play again. Andre Daescu working his spots on his former partner of last year. What a pull from Ben.
Yeah, the talk on the street in South Florida is Ben keeps working on the Tui, and it's getting better and better. Nightmare update on CNN right there for the rest of the crew.
Maybe that's not the CNN sound, but still, breaking news.
Yes. Gabe, that's going to go out, but carry on.
Ooh.
Side out.
And also, bronze medal match took place earlier this morning. Pablo Tellez and Dylan Frazier took out Hayden Patrickwood and Federico Staxrud. So Staxrud going for the triple brown, as you mentioned. Got the singles. Fell short in men's doubles.
Second serve.
Ben popped up the first one and still got to an okay spot. Alshon and Daescu just need to get the ball back and get going here, get rid of the zero.
Side out.
Empty trip for Johnson Tardio.
0-3-1. Point.
I mean, Andre won't let them be anything but positive.
You're right.
First point on the board, fired up about it.
Yeah, you're right. Christian Alshon talked about that in the winning interview in Tucson of just how much Andre levels out.
2-3-1.
His range of emotions.
Yes. A ferocious competitor.
Oh, indecision on whose ball that was. That's been a little bit of a theme today. We'll chat about that because Alshon on his forehand drives has been terrific in getting them to the final. Thank you for making that one.
Point.
Flew the flamingo out of the way of that ball there, did Mr. Daescu, and we're tied up.
About the angle set up from Ben.
Andre, if you would have just stayed.
Yeah.
Little chat and a nod of the head by Gabe. Because that's the other thing Ben and Gabe have to learn. How do we communicate in the moment? Do you need the carrot or the stick? Literally, like, do you like, you know, motivation, or do you need me to point some things out?
Beautiful play from Alshon. Yeah, because Ben is many things, but he is not a super emotional, communicative player.
No.
So you have to find your own game within yourself. Waters has talked about that, how she's had to just kind of figure out her way of working with it.
I'll recall. 3-3-1.
Oh, tagged him on its way out. Daescu gets the shoulder, and then how do you respond in adversity? That's my question for Tardio. You're young, you're 19 years old, right? You're not so emotionally tested all the time. That's your former partner against you. There's a lot at play here.
And his default is often speeded up, so we're going to keep an eye on that.
That's deep.
Oh, a half yell from Alshon to get a call, but did not stay in the court. And nice control from Gabe there. I've seen him speed that up. That's part of the maturity and why he's one of the best players of the world and the Ben John's choice.
Great response.
Alshon does not need anyone else in the entire house for the shake and bake. That's just, you just watch me.
And how far his game has come. What year was it when he committed himself to saying, I want to be the best in every single division? It was when he had his breakout campaign in Major League Pickleball in 2023. Committed his coaching mentorship with Lee Waters. And now it's an expectation, I would say it's becoming for Alshon to be here on Sundays 100%. On a regular basis.
You know, he got the Tweener King moniker because we kept seeing just egregious tweeners hit in the middle of the match. And now he's just settled in to be one of the best players in the world.
Oh,
awesome right there. And that's part of learning how to be a professional athlete, too. How do you grow your brand? What does your brand stand for? And then your results are part of that and obviously a big part of it.
Second serve. Four, 6-2.
Oh, just skids off the tape.
5-6-2.
Oh. ATP hit with poise by Christian Alshon.
That's exactly right, because it wasn't hit with power or out of control, just placed it there after Gabe. That was actually a nice speed up from him, just better defense on the other side.
6-5-1. Second serve.
Tried to go with the deep serve to get that shorter return to start the offense.
Referee timeout. We have a 5-1.
Ooh, nice return deep to Alshon, but missed the follow-up volley.
Yeah, not one of his better drives, sitting up shoulder high for Gabe. Wow, that's an unbelievable get.
Ooh, Ben was ready for fire. Came a little bit slower than he expected.
Yeah, that paddle was out there early to defend the forehand side. There's too much heat on that from Ben.
Two.
What a way to get the ball down, as Ben Johns does best, right to the foot of Alshon. He's playing incredible defense, to your point earlier.
5-9-1. Second serve.
Nice serve from Ben. He's not going to like that.
Keep that unforced error count going.
This is the other thing this team can do, not have to get stuck unwinding the stack and put Alshon on the left. Unbelievable. He ran himself into a problem, and he might get out of it. And he does.
Oh, wow. Forced him to hit another. It goes into the net. Error's a problem for Tardio and Johns, and hence the scoreline. 9-5 lead. 2 service chances to close out the first. Best 3 out of 5. It's deep. Make it game point for Alshon and Daescu.
10-5-1. Point game.
Heavy drive to close it. Alshon and Daescu take the first off of Ben Johns and Gabe Tardio. All eyes on the partnership, the new partnership of these two. And is it vulnerable?
Playing great. My eyes are all on Gabe. A couple errors snuck in there. He doesn't want to mess it up, and that is not the mentality I want my partner to have. I want him to play free. And that's a tough way to start, because that's a ball he usually makes right there. So, and having practiced with Andre, you just can't believe the reach that dude has. So with him plus Alshon, there's just no room to get the ball down.
Romanian Tower 1, I believe they refer to him as. There it is, point in case. He can reach that ball out of the kitchen and make it offensive.
And it was the reaction of Tardio that very frustrated there. So this is where And there's 3 in a row on that backhand and a slap of the ball into the net.
3-0-2.
Gabe, I think, called that timeout on his own over there. My goodness. So these are the things, the long haul here. And Gabe is such a talented young player. It's nothing but up from here. But right now, that is the target, and that's 4 of those into the net. And the crowd is cheering for Gabe here. Another drive into the backhand.
Side out.
And Ben, that's what you want to do with a bigger player. Get him up high in the chest. And
0-4-1.
perfect spot there. The crowd wants another 5-game thriller, so they will be behind Gabe, which will help him.
Second serve.
Great scamper, but you don't get multiple bounces, Michelle.
0-4-2.
They're just dominating at the kitchen, Daescu and Alshon.
Yeah, mile high on the third there. So I don't know if Ben has a counseling degree or not, but he is going to have to jump into that a little bit here, as his young partner's a little bit on edge. Wow.
Point.
Andre comes from the backcourt in like one ginormous step, and Ben is expecting a ball in the middle and gets tagged. The safe and careful Gabe that cannot happen, but when he's missed 4 of his patented backhand volleys, it's in his head. Now, don't mess it up, is cranked.
Point.
Well, and Alshon and Daescu are doing a really nice job putting the pressure on. They're not missing anything. They're playing really pesky defense on their side, too. Like you've seen Ben test Christian a couple of times down the line. He's getting everything back. And that is just not going to cut it. Ben Johns, you pointed out earlier, not known for his counseling, so he's more of an internal guy. He just does his own thing. He's internally motivated, so I'm not sure Gabe's really going to find that here.
He's going to get it from Jesse Irvin, who's sitting there watching them, is where it's going to come from.
His mixed doubles partner, they made a nice run here in Mesa.
But this is just absolutely getting tap danced on.
Wow. Daescu finds the opening. Game point, pickle point in a final. Wild stuff with Johns and Tardio on the other side.
Side out.
I mean, unnecessary, but at 10-0, okay. I mean, this is how good this crowd is. They know the youngster needs them.
0-10-1.
That's deep. They're on the board. They avoid the pickle at least.
It's one of the loudest cheers for 1-10-1 I've ever heard in my life.
It's a great point.
1-10-1.
Great testament to a packed house in Mesa.
Yeah, we had so many fans. We had to move the shrubberies and open up every corner of this facility, and I love it.
1-10-2.
Mile high third, though, getting Tardio in some trouble. That one's high too.
Side out.
They're not giving up. They're unrelenting and unforgiving on Gabe Tardio and the
10-1-1.
mental disposition at the moment. Game point for Alshon and Daescu.
Yeah, now Gabe just played a ball that was going to go miles out. Oh. Andre just ran into it.
Game point.
That's a great shot from Gabe there. And even any little sliver of confidence is huge here. That's why I think for Andre and Christian, don't play loose here. Make the kid look up at 11-1.
Right. Because he has another level to his game. We haven't seen it yet. Daescu and Alshon looking sharp in today's final. 11-1. The results in game 2. And they are one game away from securing back-to-back titles in 2025. We'll be back to see if Daescu and Alshon could sweep Ben Johns and Tardio.
Pickleball. Now they're smart. They know that that's the ball he's been missing, so extra cheering for that one.
There's the backhand counter twice. Crowd erupts just as many times.
I mean, it's a phenomenal shot. It just wasn't there in game 2. But guess what, Gabe? Best 3 out of 5 here, dude. You can still find your best stuff and win this.
Now finally a miss from Daescu, who barely has given up anything.
They've been money. The little youthful swagger. He gives the shimmy and then full send, and Alshon wears it.
2-0-1.
And you can see Ben coming together after every point. Going to tap Gabe Tardio. He knows his young partner needs it. And Gabe is starting to experience new life. We'll see if he can hang on to it.
Because oftentimes Ben and CJ went to separate quarters after great rallies.
Exactly. Yep, I think that's something Ben will have to adjust in this partnership. When you're not with your brother, you don't have that innate bond.
Yeah, I talked to Ben last week. Poor Big H walked over and tried to get a paddle tap, and Ben had no. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Teams do that. It's little interesting things like that are part of this adjustment too.
What did he say about that?
Like, he laughed.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got to put my paddle in there if that's what gets them going.
Couple of breaks off the tape. Alshon and Daescu back on the board in game 3.
1-3-1.
We're not going to wait for Johns and Tardio to sort out their partnership. They want to go now. Heavy drive from Alshon.
Cannot drive it to him. I would be looking for Andre all day on the returns because they get so many points off that drive, and that's exactly what Ben tried to do, only even better than that. Kisses it off the tape. See if Gabe can get it over to Andre.
Heavy drive incoming. He was trying to test Tardio, who has not been as sharp on his counters, to your point earlier. Side out instead. Johnson Tardio back at it for 2. Oh boy.
And you see the value of the full send. Alshon took a couple steps back in case he did it again.
4-2-1.
And is again, Johnson Tardio converts, 5-2 lead.
And it came on the backhand wing of the youngster. And it's so hard to do. This ball is so high and he gets it down. It's really good.
5-2-1. Second serve.
Hunter Johnson, of course, hoping this goes all the way to 5. He'll play Ben Johns later
5-2-2.
in the singles title.
Side out.
I mean, to hook that back behind Gabe while you're moving forward and you're 6 foot 1,000 and have to bend down, that is terrific. Wow. So the one thing that Gabe does a lot in this relationship is slide and get that backhand ready.
3-5-1.
Ben was used to playing really tight to Colin, hasn't figured out exactly how close to be, and there was a sliver and it was taken advantage of there.
Second serve.
Andre mixed up his target,
He had him beat and then it didn't hit it hard enough.
3-5-2.
It's a good lead from Daescu. Back to work.
4-5-2.
And Gabe forced to unwind the stack as well.
Side out.
Christian just glanced over and the big fella wasn't there, but again, it's one stride for him.
5-4-1. Second serve.
Daescu on the attack on his former partner.
5-4-2. Side out.
And it was really that combination of Daescu and Tardio that cracked the code of the Johns brothers that a lot of men's doubles teams adopted. So it was always interesting to think about these combinations mixed up in that form. And Alshon and Daescu tie it there.
Yeah, and all that positivity towards Gabe is now 5 apiece. So there's a nice adjustment from Ben, being in a spot where he was when CJ or Colin Johns would speed it up down the line, and he's ready with the forehand. So he is solving this in the moment.
Side out.
What has Ben getting most out of this partnership that maybe he didn't have as much with Colin?
Offense, especially in the middle of the court. Now, the youngsters got to be willing to do it, however,
right.
and that's the part. That's why I'm saying they're going to be wildly different in 3 months' time.
Alshon goes right at Tardio, and a big roar with it. How much time do you give the partnership for Johns and Tardio? Like, if you're Ben,
look at this. The crowd is booing Christian Alshon for yelling at Gabe here.
I mean, that.
This crowd is engaged in this more than anything.
They've been very judicious. A good checking of the balances for the players.
Oh, full send from Ben. Okay, and Alshon gets out of the way with pretty ease, and they got the lead now.
And the crowd erupts. We know where their alliance and allegiance stands.
I love we have the third man, if you want to put that flag up, Seattle Seahawks fans. And Alshon doesn't mind being the villain a little bit. And but Christian knows that he's got Andre who's going to get this settled down, and that is important here. Another fiery partner might fall into a trap here with the crowd. Wow, Andre's got to make that because the seas were parting. And you do not want Ben and Gabe to find some confidence going into a fourth game here. Unbelievable save by Andre and Ben. Wow.
Oh, point of the match.
Second serve.
I mean, Andre set himself up for disaster for Ben through the middle, and he was there twice.
5-6-2.
I mean, look at this.
Keeps it all out in front, too. How does he do it with that length?
Such a good read of what his opponent's going to be doing. We're aiming for the M in Humana right now.
Ben closes the door on that. Little pop-up chance over the M. Thank you very much.
And that used to be what the Johns brothers would do. Just dink middle until we find something, and we're going to just stay so convicted with that. That's the first. That's not even a long dink rally, but sets it up. Oh, these drop volleys.
Side out.
Okay. And just to finish your question, before the crowd got all wired, Ben and Gabe are going to play a lot. So this isn't going to just hang out. And, I mean, they're in the final in their first time. Most new partnerships would kill for that.
One step ahead of where Ben and Hayden were.
Yes.
And that's just a
Referee
one match,
timeout.
or one tournament sample size, immediate challenge.
Don called medal matches in the very first Carvana PPA Tour event before the Carvana, our great partner, even got involved. And now on the 5th year anniversary, here they are calling gold medal matches again. I think that's cool.
Absolutely. And Johns pounces on the chance, and they will get another opportunity to gain some ground here in game 4.
7-6-1.
The crowd would love to ride and deride Christian all the way to a 5th game here.
That's the pressure Gabe Tardio can create from the right. Pinching middle.
Phenomenal counter down right there. That was the shot that betrayed him in game 2.
Second serve.
Almost.
8-6-2.
Heavy drive. Johnson Tardio still alive in the match.
Timeout receiver, 9-6-2.
Hopeless there for a moment, but this is a sign of hope.
Got another final and another discipline.
Proving the body of work that they've done together and the commitment to improvement from Alshon. Ooh.
Side out.
Little high, gets Ben Johns off the shoulder. Gets his head out of the way at least, and you saw the spirited conversation. Jesse Irvin, the positive partner of Gabe Tardio and Mix, they lost in the quarterfinals to J.W. Johnson and Georgia Johnson,
who are playing electric pickleball. They'll be in the final later.
6-9-2.
Again, those middle dinks.
Oh, Tardio was right there, and instead it converts as a point for Alshon.
So Alshon has been very good as a right side player of taking the middle dink away because of his reach.
7-9-2.
Did a great job of reading that there, and that time Gabe slid just a tad too far.
Point.
What went into that decision for Alshon to become a right side specialist? Because that's a guy that could easily have committed to the left.
I wouldn't use that term. He's just had terrific partners that are great on the left, and he is very good over there.
But why does that work? Because he's an alpha.
He is.
He would want to play the left, I would assume, earlier in his...
And humongous props to him for checking the ego at the door.
Through the middle it goes. Daescu punches one through the middle, and what a series of events. What was once in the hands of Johnson Tardio to extend the match, we now have championship point for Daescu and Alshon. Ooh, Ben Johns tags here. Into the net it goes. Tie game continues. Tardio and Johns back in it.
10-10-1.
Just a quick check on some strategy from Ben there.
Through the middle it goes. Ben Johns and Gabe Tardio earn game points after saving the match a moment ago.
I'll recall it. 11-10-1. Point.
Are they going to challenge this or not? People can go get it. It's not just the worst team moves to the top of that. That's going to be lots of fun. And I can't believe we got to a fourth game here. But we did.
But we did. You just felt like, okay, maybe this is where it ends. And we'll see what gives here in game 4. Tardio and Johns with the first side out.
Second serve.
And none of the players on court available in that free agency, which speaks volumes for their contributions to their respective teams.
Point.
Yeah, this is going to be the power of the third man again, helping out Gabe and Ben.
Side out.
I wonder if we will hear less roars from Alshon, too, because of that wildly negative reaction to it, even though that's something that keeps him going.
Point. 1-1-1.
What hands from Gabe right there.
That's great stuff from Andre Daescu. Goes right at Ben Johns.
Yeah, he looked back over his shoulder. He's like,
2-1-1.
I think that was in. So I don't know if that made him feel better or not.
Soft twice to Andre's backhand, setting up the close for Gabe Tardio to finish it off.
We saw hesitant Gabe earlier. I like what we're seeing now, Michelle.
If you're going to lose, you might as well lose being yourself,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
being offensive.
I go back to safe as death that I said in the women's match.
Especially in today's field in men's doubles. You can't get away with safe
No.
on a championship Sunday. Maybe against a lesser
1-2-1.
opponent.
Yeah, agreed.
Second serve.
So he sped up at the backhand, won it, and then Gabe destroyed it back at him, so goes to the other
1-2-2.
side. And that is a nice adjustment from Andre.
Through the middle it goes, high to the backhand. Ben swords it.
Boys, you can reach all the way through there and tap your buddy on the shoulder. How does that get through there?
Wow, again, wide open gap.
Again through the middle. Where's the center fielder, Michelle?
Not to be seen in that sequence. Johns and Tardio
3-2-2.
take back a 1-point lead. If they could pull out this match, that would be wild.
Side
Yeah, I'd
out.
have to ask statistician if anyone has ever saved a match point in a game 3 and then
2-3-1.
won.
Right,
I don't know that answer off the top of my head.
that's deep.
Second serve.
And would say the same thing here for Alshon and Daescu. Feels like you have to finish it in 4 to avoid a game 5 upset from Johns and Tardio. I say upset per the way this match has gone.
Side out.
Even though the seeding is in favor of Johns and Tardio, they're playing
I would
as the
say
underdogs here.
and I would say they were the very slight underdog coming into this.
3-2-1.
Just at the 1 hour mark on this one, Michelle. And there could be many minutes to go here.
Right back at you. Gabe Tardio throws your fire back into your face.
Got him and got him. So Andre went to that
4-2-1.
side of the body again, and Gabe's able to get it with the backhand over there. That's so good. Again, he does it. Oh.
And about to hit the bird. I mean, how does he do that?
It's ridiculous. It's why he's special. It's why Ben chose him. And it's all
going to be a disaster on a championship Sunday, and so far they've turned the tide, saving a championship point in game 3 to get swept, and now we're in a game 4 with a 3-point lead. Ooh. Oh boy, gets away with one.
It might have hit the bar.
Yeah, it did. Oh, and Ben's challenging
So
that
Ben,
it did not.
okay, no, so here's what Ben's saying. I agree it hit the bar. I think it hit the ground and then the bar. Yeah, no, Ben is going to say
Referee
ground.
timeout. We have a challenge of the referees.
Ground again before the bar. So this is going to be interesting because I think that I kind of saw that myself.
But it's hard to see.
The ball's on the other side of the net from our view. I love our perch. Don't get me wrong.
Second serve.
My, and we might go right back to Challengeville here. And Ben says yes. He doesn't want to do it, but it's a gold medal match. So if you think it's in.
Point on the line here. If Johns is correct, it's 7-2 in game 4. We'll see.
The challenge, because it wasn't a call overturned. In this case, Andre and Christian do lose a free challenge.
Great distinction there. And again, that could be costly.
8-2-1.
You hope they don't have to call another challenge incorrectly to be charged with a technical warning.
Second serve.
But they're about to be charged with having to play a 5th game here.
8-2-2.
And who has the advantage in that?
Oh,
You
Ben and Gabe for sure.
Even though they're the underdogs slightly in this matchup?
Because you have to sit with, didn't we talk to Hannah and get a trophy handed to us already?
9-2-2.
No, you didn't cash your match point, and Gabe is playing with confidence. The fans want Gabe to win. And Ben is actually getting the benefit of being Gabe's partner from a fan perspective right now, which is wild.
You're right.
Second serve.
Yeah, Gabe Tardio, I think, has the lead vote in fandom here in Mesa.
And it's partly because of the tough start he had. They just wanted to lift him up and see great ball, and they're getting it.
Fumbled counter from Daescu, throws his hands up in frustration.
But I love that Gabe is willing to do that. Yes, it went off the tape, and it was fortunate, but not safe.
Oh boy, lob incoming.
Yeah, that was a long way down for Alshon to duck.
Second serve.
Great pursuit on the other side. Alshon and Daescu unrelenting.
Had that point gone the other way, the crowd would have been 3 times as loud. It's almost a home game.
Yeah, you're
this
right.
Is fabulous.
MLP style. Tardio initiates for game point at 10-2.
Game point. 10-2-2.
A few careful touches to Ben John's backhand earns the chance from Christian Alshon. They save 1 game point. A lot of game to go for these two.
Point.
And Andre's like, if we could have just done that at the end of game 3, but they didn't. In fact, he wore it.
They had 1 championship point right at their fingertips.
Ben tagged Andre.
Ooh, speaking of tags, Alshon gets one off the shoulder of Ben. These two have had some spats in the past.
That's a learning your partner tag, though, part of that there.
Second serve.
And I don't think they give half medals, but Jesse Irvin keeping Gabe in this is not a small thing.
Point.
No, you're right, and he's looking to her in the middle of these tighter points as well.
It's like Q looking over at Duke.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's a testament to how cool this sport is. You have two players from complete different backgrounds and complete different age groups coming together as good friends, as mixed doubles partners. Obviously, that friendship has developed through the sport of pickleball. And here you have game point number 2 with Gabe Tardio back to serve. Oh, boy. Somehow, Ben Johns and Gabe Tardio finish it there. It seemed like Daescu was going to crush him, and then it ends. Johns and Tardio take the fourth, 11-5.
Let's just, Harriet, we love you. You should have been here earlier in the week because there are no tickets available. And we moved the shrubberies to make as many as we could, and there's still no tickets, all right?
Game 5, time in.
Gabe Tardio to start us off with first serve. That's deep. Alshon going for it there, and Johns and Tardio will open up the scoring.
And that's huge. So Andre is going to have to counsel if Alshon keeps making pulls like that.
Start out.
So Colin Johns hasn't reached for that ball in 20 years. Gabe wants it. Got to work that out. Oh, man.
Second serve.
Flying Ernie from Ben Johnson. You have to read that so early, and then to not push that deep because your whole momentum is running up to that ball. That's just terrific.
And Ben Johns is rolling on the left. Dangerous sight for the boys in blue.
Yeah, that's one thing we will not see. We saw Catherine and Anna Lee solve problems by switching sides. You're not going to see Gabe on the left unless it's a scrambly point.
Point. (2-0-1).
That's out. Alshon and Daescu.
Yeah, little shimmy, but way too much on it. So
2-0-2.
one of those is okay. Just can't be a trend. Another swing from Ben, but Gabe got there first. And then the magic punch is back.
The crowd remains loyal to the 19-year-old Gabe Tardio. It's a great ball from Andre.
Back to the M and Humana.
Side out.
Great patience and decision-making from Andre Daescu. You can always rely on him for that. I rarely see him miss with the decision-making. And pop-up chance and a cookie for Gabe Tardio.
And it's interesting. Alshon yelled at Gabe, and then he hasn't been this monster in this match since that happened. He's played fine, but fine isn't going to win this.
That's a good point. You wonder if he's maybe feeling that rejection almost from the crowd.
Point.
So they get one of these fast break points that the power forwards have ridden to a title in Tucson, and to this final they need more of them.
Oh, wonderful counter. Christian Alshon with the hand speed.
So he flipped it inside out at Ben, but then was ready for the counter of the counter here, and that was the difference.
Wow, I'm seeing a new sense of freedom from Gabe Tardio.
Yes.
The monkey's off his back.
I asked Ben about this. I'm like, what's going to benefit you here? And it's feeding the ball to his paddle through offense through the middle, and you saw a perfect example there.
Point.
This Jake adds another point for Johnson Tardio.
Man, you have got to get this reined in. You do not want to switch ends with a goose egg. And eggs are expensive right now, man.
You sure are.
Where was the angle, Andre? You might pay the price.
Alshon not shying away from the hands battle down the line. Torques it a little heavier down the line to beat Ben.
The torque was the key word that you just used there to get that two-handed backhand down after the one-hander battle straight ahead. Great take from Andre there.
Patient points. Ben Johns comes together with Gabe Tardio with approval. Women's singles coming up next after this championship is complete.
They just paddle tapped. What a partnership.
Oh my, it's good. Oh, that one out of reach. Karma repaid for the shank lob.
Yeah. And needed, or it's 6-2 on the end switch. So now let's see. Man, you see so many matches at this moment switch because the other team gets a stop.
Point.
Another up. Higher in the chest, speed up from Alshon, and Ben can't get his paddle there. It's a tough spot to defend.
Point.
And there's the threat of the big man, and wow, one ball off the tape, and look where we're at.
You were talking about the expensive eggs just a moment ago. Would have been 6-0 potentially. Now a 1-point situation.
Back to the M.
Ooh, Unfortunate bounce off the tape. Unlucky, but they still have another serve.
Bad decision, though, anyway. That's what they want Christian to do. He's backing off. He's not going to hit a backhand from there. You get them squeezed, then you get the ball outside, and you're looking for a pop-up. So that use of the M really sets them up if they can get it on the ground.
Back in it, Alshon and Daescu trying to turn the tide at the end change. Oh, it's good. Inside out to the corner.
To secure the best spots in here as well, and they aren't going anywhere. Boy, I got my eye on Gabe, because if that dink hits the net after the other one did, does he just back off everything?
5, 6, 1.
And that will be a losing choice, so gets the benefit of the doubt off the tape there.
Second serve.
I cannot believe Christian Alshon pulls it through the middle,
5, 6,
and it worked.
Wow. Last chance to tie it for Johns and Tardio on this end. Heavy balls from Christian Alshon will deny the chance to tie it.
Yeah, and Alshon, I was asking, where are you, a little while ago, and he has appeared.
Second serve.
I mean, Andre was there, just caught the tape.
Six, 5, 2.
Wow. That's a response from Ben Johns. Empty trip to the line for Alshon and Daescu. Ball back to Johns and Tardio looking to tie it.
And you see what Andre did at the end. He got jammed and he couldn't punch it from the stomach. We'll see the best in the business at that with Deckel Bar later.
That's a great point. Played out of his mind yesterday against Ben and Anneli. Didn't miss. Whoa.
Second serve.
Just out. Tardio feeling the tension after that one. Maybe got away with one earlier too. Daescu hit an out ball.
6, 6, 2.
But there's definitely a home team here. It's awesome.
Down it goes.
There's polite applause for the power forwards and roars for Ben and Gabe.
They don't seem to mind it. They're finding their own momentum on their side. And Johns with a simple punch on the backhand side resolves one service matter.
Six, 6, 2.
Another side out where Alshon and Daescu can't get off 6. 2 service possessions without a point. And they
rarely get out of yours mine, as they did not communicate well on the return.
Second serve.
And a missed third for Tardio. Frustration settling in. Will that impact his ability to close?
Well, if Andre's smart, he's going to give Gabe another try, but he doesn't.
Oh, and instead it's a slapper winner down the line from Ben Johns.
So, bad return. Strange choice for Alshon to take that much court, and wow, Ben, indeed.
Signed, sealed, delivered with love. Sincerely, Ben Johns.
Great return there.
Ooh.
Side out.
Okay.
1 point is all that Johns and Tardio will capture
And that's often the case in these game fives, just to make sure you get one.
And Tardio and Johns will surrender one to Alshon and Daescu. Tie game, 7 apiece.
Just kind of like them to earn it instead of just throw that in the net.
Soft return from Tardio was not punished as we thought it would be. Second serve now for Daescu.
7-7-2.
Oh boy, another gift.
Yeah, at least I wouldn't call that unforced. That forehand was destroyed by Christian.
8-7-2.
Oh, it's good. Tardio leaves it, handles the forehand that time, and it costs them another point.
He has to leave that. There's no, what? Oh no. How in the world? Shankopotamus into the court.
9-7-2.
Alshon and Daescu need 2 to take the title. Oh. Nothing was going to Alshon. That's probably why he jumps into the play, puts the ball down for championship point number 2, but this time in the 5th.
And that's why it's the M in Humana, not the
match point. Championship point for Andre Daescu. Sends a pop-up, and Andre Daescu and Christian Alshon take another title in the desert. Back-to-back champions in Arizona.
I mean, the mental fortitude here, Michelle, is what I'm most impressed with. Obviously, the play was fantastic, but to drop a match point in game 3 when you could have a sweep, and then to ride the wave of the crowd, of the youngster getting hot, of being down in game 5, that is the gift that Andre brings to this team. And then Alshon ramped up his play and took him all the way home.
The title is theirs, and we will step aside for just a moment. Hannah Johns will hand the hardware to Daescu and Alshon. A well-deserved title indeed. Back with more from Mesa. Andre Daescu and Christian Alshon are back-to-back champions in the desert. A 5-game thriller with a win over Ben Johns and Gabe Tardio, who get a well-deserved second place. Wasn't what they wanted, but in their first outing together as a team, it was pretty impressive. Hannah Johns with the runners-up.
Guys, you battled through to the end, took it all the way to 5 games after being down a championship point in game 3. Are you proud of where you've come to get here as first-time partnership all the way to the finals?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we could have played better. You know, props to Andre and Christian. They played great. But yeah, I think, you know, I'm proud that we never gave up and we took them to 5. So yeah, hopefully next time we play them, we can change some things. But yeah, props to them. They played great, and yeah.
Well, boys, a first-time partnership. You knew it wasn't going to be an easy. You have to figure each other out here on the court together. What are you looking forward to doing this year together, regrouping after this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to be improved, of course, with any newer partnership. So, you know, we'll practice together, work on some things, and I'm sure just things will get more flowy as time goes on. And, yeah, looking forward to that.
All right, guys, congratulations. And with that, we're going to welcome our winners on court now, Andre and Christian. Guys, Guys, what can I say? A massive 5-game victory to clinch the title here in Mesa together after having championship point in Game 3. How did you battle all the way back here?
Well, obviously, Ben and Gabe are great players, great competitors. I don't think we played a bad match point over there. I think I hit a really good backhand through the middle. Ben just covered it, and they took it from us. And, you know, we just knew our level is good, so was theirs. We just got to continue to battle. And, you know, the game is a momentum game, so, hey, it was swinging in their favor in Game 4, but we stuck together, came back in Game 5. And like I've said it before, I really enjoy fighting with this guy because no matter what we go through, he stays by my side, and we compete really hard. So just super excited to get the W, fighting through the adversity for sure.
Well, Ben and Gabe, a first-time partnership, but you know these guys so well. What did you know you needed to do well together out there?
I mean, we had to play our games, not let them control the soft game. But, I mean, hey, first of all, everybody who was in our corner, thank you so much. I know a couple, thank you. A couple of you guys were cheering against us. I won't hold it against you. Yeah, that's all.
That's all. Back-to-back titles for you guys. You just had one together 2 weeks ago. Now you do it again here in Mesa. How big can we expect this partnership to be this year?
I like to take it one match at a time. You know, obviously it's working out great, but, you know, shout out to my man, Nitro, Dan Clark out in California. We do a lot of mental preparation together, and he always tells me, you know, play every point like it's the last point you ever play, and just continue to stay humble, just keep going through it. And, yeah, I don't like to look too far in advance. I like to work by myself, and super excited where we're at right now, but there's a lot of work to do. These guys are obviously great. They got to make adjustments. They got to come after us, so we just got to continue to get better.
Well, you guys put on an absolute show out here today. With that, it's trophy time. We're going to invite Carvana on court now to present that trophy. Blake.
Thank you guys for coming out this afternoon. What a match that was. On behalf of Carvana and the PPA Tour, I'd like to present this trophy to Christian Alshon and Andre Daescu.
Congratulations, guys. Dave.
Hannah, thanks so much. An epic battle for the history books in men's doubles. Christian Alshon and Andre Daescu earned their 4th and 6th titles, respectively, in men's doubles. Their 2nd together as a team, and I expect this matchup a lot this season. More to come from the Carvana Mesa Cup presented by Proton. Stay with us in the desert.